May I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to cancel my mail.
There's nothing wrong with it. Just own it. Just own it.
Oh, no. I don't think you get me. I want out permanently.
What are we doing? Where are you going at 6 o'clock in the morning that you gotta ride my, you know what?
I'll handle this, Violet. Why don't you take your 3-hour break?
Mailmen do it better. Rain or shine, I bring that pressure. Mailmen do it better. Roots in the street, them routes on your header. From the toast to the podcast, no off-day vibes. Game time, Brian, man, I always deliver live. Mailmen do it better. Work boots on with their Cowboys pride.
Postgame show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.
Well, I would like to say good evening, everybody, but good evening to the rest of the fan base not named the Dallas Cowboys. They take one on the chin. We were kind of worried about this game, but shout out to the Lions. They played better than the Cowboys. They deserved the game. They didn't make as many mistakes. Dallas started out pretty good, but it was not enough, everybody. The final score, Lions 44, Cowboys 30, and it didn't really seem like it was as close. I mean, it was close at times. Dallas was close, but it didn't really seem that close. Tough game. Again, I don't know where I heard 82% if Dallas won. If Dallas were to win, it was only going to be a 30-some% chance. The best way they can get in now is to somehow win the division. I don't see it happening, but listen, there's 4 games left to go in the season. Again, tough loss in Detroit. Let's go over some of the stats. I don't know where Phil is. I guess he's sleeping. I was the one up at 4:45, Phil. Come on, bro. Where you at? But it's all right. Let's see here. Stats in the game. Box score. Here we go. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Jared Goff was a very efficient passer tonight. 25 of 34. 1 touchdown. He was only sacked 1 time. I think if you had to pick a reason why we lost, I would say our pass defense. Our run defense was decent. Yes, we gave up some chunk runs throughout the game, but all in all, David Montgomery, he killed us. 6 for 60. He had the long one, obviously, but Jahmyr Gibbs 12 for 43. But when he gets down near the goal line, he's a beast. Who killed us, in my opinion, was Jameson Williams, 7 for 96, and primetime was right. I wish Phil was here to stick up for himself. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 6 for 92. So got to give it to that man. He had an ankle. I don't know that it was that severe of a high ankle if he's running like that. Again, Detroit, deserved the game. They moved to 8-5. Again, they have a tough time getting into the playoffs, even with this win. But they obviously played more desperate. Dallas, I did not like their play calling early on in this. I did not like it. I thought we came out too conservative. Again, the Lions came into this game a top 5 run defense, yet we tried to run it a little too much at times. I want to hear the chat. Why was George Pickens doing what he was doing? I have no idea what George Pickens was doing. He seemed to run lazy routes tonight. Dak had 2 interceptions, and I would hasten to say that I don't think either one was Dak's fault. I don't think either one was Dak's fault. The one was a lazy George Pickens on right between the numbers. Great play by the defensive back. He stuck his hand through the chest of the receiver. But, it was kind of like, what the F, man? It was a lazy game by George Pickens. If you saw his route running at times, he wasn't going all out. Very lazy game by George Pickens. You want the money, bro. When CD goes out, you need to step up. Shout out to CeeDee Lamb. Let me get that. Let me get the super chat that I missed here. What do we got here? Brian, those clowns throwing flags like confetti. Jesse Montanez. Yeah, again, Dallas deserved most of those flags. Dallas deserved most of them. But that's not why we lost. I thought there were some ill-timed penalties. I did. I thought there were some ill-timed penalties. Like we got this is where I think the NFL needs to kind of fix this bullshit. I don't know how Phil feels about this, ex-quarterback, but you get a chunk play all the way down the field. It would be literally the ball at the 2-yard line as opposed to a 5-yard holding early, or like I don't even know what, like an illegal contact early up the field. It was like it kind of don't make any sense, but they're offsetting. If that's the case, then stop doing spot of the fouls for pass interference and just make it a 15-yard penalty. That would make it more fair to me. Phil, we'll be in and out. Your assessment of the game, but first and foremost, Amon-Ra St. Brown. You called it, man. I mean, you said he would play.
Son of a bitch. Yeah,
fucking guy, man.
Yeah, and I felt like if he was in the game, they were automatically that was going to give him an edge, and that was with injuries, and it had nothing. It had nothing to do with the roster that we had or anything. It just it was 3 games of this football, and then it's just like, And I said it during the broadcast. You play a team like even the Tennessee Titans 10 times in a row. Like odds are they're gonna win 1 or 2 of those games, and that's kind of one of those situations. Like we're putting on momentum and the defense is playing, but hey, they're playing good too, and they have a way better record. And with that way better record, I say way better, but I guess it's not that great compared to ours. It was only one game at that time. But even with that, I mean, they're possibly going to be missing the playoffs, and that's what I was saying with ours. If we make it, doesn't mean guarantee any kind of thing. But I think I'm one of those ones where if we get into the playoffs, what would we do? I mean, we'd be dangerous, but it still doesn't make us a threat. So it kind of feels like it's the same thing as I was saying as the Giants a years back. You do a step like that, and you take a big step back because you're not getting those drafts, you're not getting better and stuff like that. So I know that sucks and everything like that, but at the same time, that hey, it is there. But when I look at this game, man, Detroit came here to play. It felt like, again, it feels like the same Dallas thing where, hey, after a whole quarter, 2 quarters, we're playing football. Fuck, let's play some football. Let's play some football.
And we've said it, right? I felt like there was I still think there's magic. I do, but
yeah. I love what we have moving forward.
Yeah, you cannot do what they do. It needs to get better. It's not.
And when it comes to the ref, I just think the refs were just bad all over the game. There was some stuff that Dallas was pulling. That Detroit was getting screwed on. It was all over the place.
Linda Conyers, any word on Brian Branch or CD? Well, CD obviously has the concussion. He'll be back.
Well, immediately when he hit, I told my family, I was like, yeah, that's a concussion. Immediately, concussion, because I could see the arms kind of fold in, kind of. And I was like, he can't, and by the time you go into the sideline, he's going to the back room. He's out of it in that loop. But I mean, it's still you still had a concussion area stuff there. Even if it's a Jackson Dart type of situation where Jackson Dart was better and then he came back, so I think what it was, let's be real. When it came to that Jackson Dart one, the NFL was late getting there to give him a evaluation, so he was able to pop out of the concussion. That he had. That on CD, football, if he was sitting there waiting for the NFL to do that, he would have been okayed. He probably would have been cleared.
I don't know that we would have won anyway with CD.
No, I don't think so either.
Let's be honest, everybody. I'm disappointed in George Pickens tonight again.
Well, I feel like it's a back four thing. I mean, I love both of them as well, but when one's not going, the other one's going to go. And unfortunately, the other one got knocked out. So it's like that's how they do complement each other.
I kind of feel, and we'll get back to the analysis of the game.
We had a Flournoy.
I get annoyed when I see Pickens, like when he makes a good play, or even when the dude was hurt, he kind of like looked down and pointed at him, and I didn't
Yeah,
appreciate.
well, I mean that's that.
I
He's
don't
had that
like
since high
that, man.
school.
I
He's
don't
had that
like
since
that,
he'll
man.
always do a play like that.
That's a
He just
piece of.
that's just
That's
there.
a. That's a. I know, but that's dirty, man. That's
It's
dirty.
immature.
It's
It's immature.
immature. That's the way it is. It's immature. So maybe
Yeah.
Rob A's right. Maybe he gets the money, he
I mean,
becomes a
I mean,
jerk. But I don't know.
no. That's just him and who he is. I mean, if
Okay.
you look back, there was one on the sideline. I think he was playing in college, and the quarterback for the other team gets thrown out of bounds, and he just squirts him with the water bottle and stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
obviously the team at Georgia, and he's like, what the fuck? What are we? What are we 9 years old? And so he suspends him. And
Yeah.
then the next following game, George Pickens doesn't play for a whole half,
Yeah.
and their team loses. And so, hey, it's I don't think it's the first time that he's ever had that. But if he ever feels, I really feel like with him, when he does let somebody down like that, he tends to come back stronger because he
Yeah,
knows
I just
that
get
he did
annoyed.
something wrong.
It's one of those deals when you're winning, you could deal with it. When you're losing, it's like, dude, man, it's like kind of ridiculous. But I thought and again, I don't think this had any bearing. I thought the pass interference on Ferguson was absolutely egregious.
It was, but again, it's one of those things like I
Don't
felt like it
matter,
could have
but
been pass
what are
interference
we
on the
doing?
defense.
What
It
the
could have been
fuck
pass
are we
interference. Yeah,
doing?
By that point, it's a little ticky
I
tacky.
just
So,
feel
but
like
it is. Yeah, it is.
Dallas has been getting the benefit of some of those. So it's
Yeah.
not about
Like
the
in the
outcome.
beginning of the game, I saw those and I was like,
Yeah, it's just.
like yeah, they could have
right,
been this. It could have been that. Pass interference on us. Yeah.
I mean, Jameson Williams was a beast. He's 7 for 96. Amon Ross 6 for 92.
Well, that's the thing about it
Jahmyr
is
Gibbs.
when
Didn't
he
we
does
talk
show
about
up.
it? Oh,
Well, yeah, when he does show up, I mean,
Who
he'll be a
does?
dangerous thing.
Who's
We
that,
said
Pickens?
that. We
Yeah,
said that.
yeah.
If he doesn't show up, then
Yeah.
shit, they're in a world of hurt.
Jahmyr
But
Gibbs,
guess what?
we said we weren't worried about his running. I know he scored 3 touchdowns, but they were kind of close, and the last one was just but it's because we held him to 3.6 yards a carry, 12 for 43. But in the passing game, he was just ridiculous. He's not a big dude, but Moyes, he's strong. 7 for 77. Again, Dallas was exposed a little bit on the outside, which, again, you have to be able
Playing
to
the
get rid of the
zone.
ball
Playing
quick.
the fucking zone. Playing the
Yeah.
zone.
And shout out to Detroit. I think Dallas got outcoached as well. Detroit
yeah.
came out not playing
Okay,
man
can I-
coverage.
Can I bitch about something for a second? And if
Yes,
I'm gonna
yes.
bitch about any part of it, I don't bitch about the offense, bitch about the defense, whatever. What I bitch about is what the fuck is up with Turpin and his goddamn fair catching and running thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was just making fun of this shit. I was just making fun of this. And he gonna go and turn around and last second, like, what is that? What does he think he's doing? Like, what is he trying to
And then he
explain that
bitches
he's
about
doing?
it.
You know?
And then he bitches about it. Yeah,
And
and,
you're like,
that's
dude,
another
it's-
thing. I thought we got outcoached at every turn. I thought the beginning of the game, I would have taken the ball. I know what he's trying to do, but I would have taken the ball. Now I thought we came out decent, right? We only gave up a field goal, but I felt like that. I didn't like the play calling by Shoddy. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't with an edge where I loved what the defensive coordinator by Detroit did. They totally changed the defense. They had a week to do it.
It's after hours YouTube. That's why.
They totally they changed the defense and they played more man coverage. They did more of a man coverage. I mean, a zone coverage. They're normally straight up man, and it kind of slowed down Dallas early, and that was a great coaching move. Now, once the half came out, that was an interception, but that wasn't Dak. That was George Pickens. The dude.
Not coming back to the ball a little bit. The defense, the defender got
lazy
through
routes.
there. I think it's good timing by stuff. I mean, shit just happens.
Yeah, I mean that was a good play by the defender, but it hit him between the numbers.
Well, even
yeah.
Dak, if you see him on the sideline, Dak's talking, reach your fucking hands out.
Exactly.
Like
That's what I
reach your
mean.
hands out. Like catch with your damn hands, man. You got him.
You had Ferguson, and we got lucky with Pickens. Again, how many times do you see these guys trying to fight for an extra yard and the ball comes out? Just go down. What are we doing? I mean, you're like trying to do
My,
too
I think I was
much.
getting more frustrated with the fact that you were leaving guys on an island with Hutchinson, and then at the end, at the last
Yes,
drive,
yeah,
you're like,
Nate
"Oh, let's start
Thomas.
chipping now. Let's start
Yeah.
chipping now." Right? Like,
Yeah,
come on, man.
Ravel
Like Dak
on
had to carry.
Jameson, that's a
It got to
tough
the point
one.
where Dak had to reset himself behind 71 just so he could get a fucking block
Well,
because it was just getting
yeah,
ridiculous.
exactly. And it was nice because he kept stepping up behind BB, Tyler Smith,
When he could, yeah.
and Tyler Booker. That if you go
But
back and watch most of the big plays, he stepped way up because they were getting a lot of pressure around the edge. Again, all around better performance by Detroit. I think Detroit.
yeah, I mean that's the part that I was talking about. I mean, and again, it wasn't. Again, they play again tomorrow. I feel Dallas could win that game.
Yeah,
But it
I
was just one of
mean,
those things, the
it was a tough.
timings,
It was a
everything, all
tough
this
night.
talk with the media. It's all that shit, it's all that together. And you start, I hate to say it, but is it just me or does Dak get this fucking look on his face in the beginning of the game when those type of games are going to happen? He's just got this dumbfounded, like he's staring off, like he's
Yeah,
just
I
like,
don't know. I wouldn't read into that. Again, this game, I thought
uh,
Dak played great. I mean, there was two
oh, I mean,
turnovers.
I'm not talking about in that sense, but it just
But
seems like it'd be
yeah, I mean,
a
he
fruition
did.
thing.
But again, I hate going and looking at
Well, he
somebody's
can't.
demeanor on the sideline and try and interpret it or what they're saying because
No, no, not
most of the
interpret it.
time
It's
it's
more of a stare
outside.
off. He does this stare
Yeah.
off.
Well, I mean,
It was
maybe
like
he's
When Kobe did that
yeah.
whole, you knew he was fucking
Maybe it's a
coming.
thing with
Like
him where he wants to take a minute because his first reaction is probably to get into somebody's ass. Pause. So maybe it's that. I don't know. But let's just go
but he
over
wasn't
some
getting
of
the
the
support
stats real
from there.
quick here.
It was
First
50-50
downs.
on support.
The Cowboys 25-20. Obviously, they were behind in the game, so they needed to pass. But still, against that defense, they did well. Passing first downs, 17-10. Rushing first downs, Detroit had 8, Dallas had 7. First downs from penalties, Detroit had 2, Dallas had 1. Third down efficiency, 3 for 8 for Detroit, 6 for 15 for Dallas. Fourth down, Dallas was 2 for 2. It seemed like Detroit was getting chunk plays, so they didn't really have to go for it on fourth down for the
You
first
see, the thing
time
about
I
it is, guys,
remember, they
again,
haven't
you
gone
guys
for it.
point out stuff there. I'm pointing out why things happen. You're automatically, well, he choked. He 2 interceptions. Well, guess what? Congratulations for reading the box score. Did you actually look at those
Yeah, again, that's
interceptions?
just
Did you actually see
those
them?
are fanboy type things.
Well, in
Yeah,
in general,
yeah,
even when I hear the
haters. Who
analysts
cares?
last week when they talk about the Kansas City, that first drive, like yep, Dak threw the interception in the first drive. It's like, did nobody notice that he gets hit from the backside when
right.
he throws that?
Right.
Like, no, nobody's paying attention to that. Like, you guys are analysts, but you can't analyze that for a second.
Dallas had
That's funny.
76 total plays to Detroit's 57.
What
Like
are you
said,
talking about? There is no hype
let's don't
here.
worry.
We were
Let's
talking
just-
about things.
let's-
See, Nad, you
Let's just
mad
get
your
to the
ass
post
out
game.
somewhere
This
else.
isn't we're gonna get to the
This,
chat on that.
I picked Detroit as well. There is no hype.
Yeah, he
This is
picked
the
Detroit,
future of this
everybody.
team.
He picked Detroit.
This is the future of this team. This is what's going on. Like, we understand what we're building here, and I love it, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Again, it's nothing but Again,
Well,
this was going to be
well,
tough
that's what
to
I'm
come into Detroit. I picked a 4-point win. I wasn't totally off. Our defense didn't play as well. I thought they weren't going to have Amon-Ra. He killed us. I picked 31-27. So it's not like it was totally off. Yeah. Again, let me get back to our analysis here. Total plays 76-57. Again, Dallas, it wasn't like they couldn't move the ball. They moved it all night. They just early on, Phil, I thought that they settled for field goals. My son was watching the game. He came home and he was like, well, you got to kick the field goal. Would you have kicked the field goal there down 10 or would you have gone for it? Like towards the end of the
Probably would
game.
have gone
there?
for it.
Yeah, I'm
Probably would have gone for it. Here,
I know
here's the problem
the-
that I have. Here's the problem with Shoddy though that I have. Like,
shoddy.
like it feels like with the going forward and everything like that, it always feels the wrong timing when he does it. But I think um there's just so much when it comes to that defense. I think that's what's got to kind of change a little bit. I'm not saying all that. It just there's got to be better. There's got to be personnel. I mean, you got Kenneth Murray out there.
Yeah, I don't
That just looks
understand
really
that.
bad.
Again, I don't know what the other guy, Logan Wilson, would have done against.
I mean, maybe the guy was hurt on the sideline. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
what
don't know.
happened. I don't know what's going on, but
Total yards, Dallas edged them 417 to 408. Drives, Detroit had one more drive than Dallas. Yards per play, that's a big one. Detroit had 7.2, Dallas had 5.5. Passing, 326 to 299 in favor of Dallas. Again, a lot of these stats. The main one was ball security. 2 turnovers for the Cowboys, none for the Lions, and 5 sacks for the Lions defense, and only 1 for Dallas. Again, we talked about it. Penei Sewell, unbelievable. But you need to do better. I was a little worried, but I found out that Jadeveon Clowney was not playing. He brings a certain presence to this team, and he's been balling out opposite Sam Williams. So I was, when I found out, like literally an hour and a half
Sam
before
Williams
the
with the
game.
block from the field goal.
I mean, again,
that made me like, I'm like, okay. I mean,
a
that's
few
like his
plays
third or
and they
fourth
win
of
the
his
game,
career, right?
but it is what it is. Penalties, again, way too many penalties. Fumbles, turnovers, 3. 2 interceptions and 1 fumble loss. You're not going to win a game losing the turnover battle with a -3. So, I mean, total yards, Dallas had more. I say it really came down to turnovers. Dallas 3, Detroit none, and every other stat. Every other stat Dallas had. It's just their defense did not play well tonight. And again, give credit to Detroit, man, when you are able to take advantage. And yet, what did we do? I saw a lot of 4-man line, Phil. I didn't see a lot of 5-man line for Dallas. I saw a lot.
How many times did they blitz?
Dallas?
They didn't blitz hardly.
Not
They
much.
hardly ever blitz.
Yeah. So
that's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
don't
what were you
understand.
doing? Like, what were you trying? Like, I don't know. Like, what is the number
I mean,
one? What
you
is the
should be
number
able to
one
win the game,
kryptonite
score
against
30
all
points.
NFL quarterbacks? Pressure,
Right.
pressure.
Right.
And if you just let them not, we're just gonna do it with our front four. I mean, yeah, you're kind of there, but you don't have your pass rushers to do that only 4 rushing type of shit. You have the interior part of it, but now that you traded away to get that interior, you don't have the exterior 100%. You need EZ to kind of eat more peanut butter and everything like that. And I think he's going to be a hell of a piece. I said you got Clowney that he was talking about. I love Houston, but again, you need that dominant force to be able to just do 4. And sometimes some of these guys are blitzing, they're just not getting there quick enough, or they're taking bad angles, or it's just kind of weird. But it's just, again, a growing part. This is where I talk about. I see this stuff and I look forward to it in the future. When I look at this year, I look at what's his name, number 35. What's his name? Louis
Marist, yeah.
Yeah, when I look at him, I really like his body of work, but I don't. Now I'm starting to realize that maybe he's not a starter in this league and stuff like that.
Again, different defensive schemes. Maybe in Mike Zimmer's scheme. I don't know.
But it's interesting. That's what I'm saying. I want to get some competition more than just that into
Bobby
the linebacker
Schmurder was a
position.
super chat. I don't think any team could have stopped Detroit tonight. They were on a mission, brother. I'm not going to make any excuses. They were the better team, Bobby. That's the bottom line. I welcome the trolls. I mean, they know
I
what
thought we
they're
matched up
saying is
very well
bullshit,
against
but that's
them.
fine.
I mean,
you guys are
to me, I look at okay. For example, Ravel in the zone, in the end zone where he gets thrown over that's his first. He's just learning zone right now, and so he was so close. So it's like,
I thought he was a better
learning
zone
curves.
player,
Those are
and
the
then when
shit
they
that you
said
have to
he's
deal with.
not, I was like, oh, okay, that made
growing
sense. It would just, just think. That's why I thought Amon-Ra St. Brown being there was huge. Once I realized he was there and Clowney was out, I'm like, okay.
You saw him working out in his fucking little like ladder thing on the side, and you're just like, yep, never mind. Yep, he's gonna destroy us.
Yeah, I just felt like that's why I don't understand, because you pointed out, right, that they were coming after Dak. They were coming after him. He got sacked 5 times. I thought Dak played
and
well.
then that's a defense that was only
did
getting
not go
4
after
sacks.
a non-mobile guy. We didn't go after him. Why? Why didn't we go after him?
We thought we're just gonna drop everybody, and I don't know. I don't know.
Again,
It wasn't like you were dropping
we
people.
got
Like I'd
outcoached.
get it if you were like, oh, let's take two defenders and let's get St. Brown. Let's get these
Right.
two guys on this two guy. If you're doubling it up and then that's the reason why you had to do that, no, you were just dropping back to play zone and
Right.
in the bigger area, and it just didn't work because what's the problem? Zone creates little pockets, and I mean, as
And
a
Reddy
quarterback in
Stewart's another
general,
guy. I
that's
don't
like giving somebody a birthday
I
present.
mean,
you know?
I hear how great Reddy Stewart is in zone, yet all I see is him giving up 6-7 yards, like releases. He's giving up free releases because he's afraid to get beat deep. You want to earn your stripes in this league, Reddy Stewart. Get up on somebody. I know it's not man, but if you're going to give, I mean, for the better part of 3 quarters, Detroit just took 6-7 yards at a time. And bang, bang. I'm surprised Mahomes did. We did a better job. Again, this is just a part of the NFL, man. You know, like playing the gauntlet of games. You know, a lot of people had us losing all 3, losing 2 out of 3. You know, it's tough to win these games.
Well, in
It's
general,
very
I mean,
tough to go into Detroit, Phil, and win.
You
You
lose.
had to play better than that, and very disappointed how they came out.
Well,
Very
you
disappointed.
lose your top receiver that was playing amazingly well.
Yeah,
Let's
CD
be
was
real.
cooking tonight.
And
Yes.
and your offense still scored, and with 2 turnovers that the receivers kind of caused, what you end up still scoring like 30 points. I mean, that's
Yeah.
hell, that's good for your
I
offense.
mean, they
It's
brought
just
it. I mean, that's what the frustrating part was, Phil. They brought it to within 3 with all the bullshit, right? You had the
And then
penalty
just like
where
that,
you got the
it
ball all the way
changed.
down to 2. Oh, only for an illegal contact on the other side of the field, and didn't have anything to do with the play, and it was offsetting. And I'm like, I knew then. I'm like, this isn't our night, man. It's not. They're not going to come back because every time you make strides, you know, it is what it is, man. No excuse. There is no excuse. Detroit was a better team tonight. They seemed to want it more. I thought Dallas came out pretty good, even though they gave up a field goal. I liked their physicality in the first couple drives. I did.
But that's what I'm talking about when these things, these little stupid things happen, like the Turpin wave and
Yeah.
those are those little things that you're just like you're not just focused on the game, like something's going on, like again, like you had to know that again. I'm gonna hype on that Turpin shit again because I love Turpin's hustle
Speed.
and I
Oh,
love
yeah,
it, but
I'd like to talk about that too. Yeah, yes, go ahead.
I love his hustle. I love all that. Again, I just feel like we're always expecting something to happen and then nothing happens. And then when we don't expect it, the fucker breaks
Well,
two
yeah.
runs for a
And
touchdown.
I didn't like the play calling not getting the ball, especially when CD went out of the game, not to get the ball to his hands more. But I mean, can I just tell you that our special teams was horrendous tonight? I mean, our coverage teams, I didn't even see my guy, who always makes the team. I didn't even see.
Good win.
Yeah, CJ. I didn't see CJ Goodwin, but I'm glad because he didn't do anything. So if he played, why is he taking up a roster spot? That last drive was egregious. It seemed like we were giving him the ball at the 50-yard line. It seemed like the whole first half of the game we were kind of backed up into our own end zone. It was rough, but Ryan Flournoy, 9 for 115. I thought that was good. But George Pickens, right? Everybody talks how great he is. He is great. On the road in a tough spot, 5 for 37. That was it. 5 for 37. He was running lazy routes, whereas CD 6 for 121, and he missed most of the second half.
My whole thing is I'm not really sure why you would be running kind of those lazier routes.
I just
It's because
you saw what Jameson Williams did. That one route showed you what he was all about. He acted like he was on a fly route, just going dead speed, and then he slams on the brakes, turns around. Ravel had good coverage, but there's not much he could do. He's got world-class speed. He stops, turns around, perfect ball, perfect timing. I mean, it was disappointing to say the least, but I thought the special teams, most importantly, dropped the ball, like the coverage unit. I didn't like how we were like coughing, cornering it, and allowing them to get to the 40, 45-yard line. Just kick it through the end zone and just give them the ball at the 35. Obviously, you were having a rough night. I didn't understand that. So, but at the end, Phil, the better team won tonight, and that was the Detroit Lions. They were coming off a tough loss at home. It's tough beating like a team at home again. Again, Dallas has to win the next 4 and, hope for the best. That's it. If not, they're going to miss it. And they don't deserve to make it, right? If they finish with 10 wins and miss the playoffs, then you don't deserve to make the playoffs.
You guys poke in here and you're looking your eyes and you're wanting to taunt, but think about the fact that you live on that. Think about the fact that you live on the fact that you're hunting right now because it makes you feel good and stuff like that. That is definitely okay, man. That we live rent free in your head. That you gotta surf it and you gotta come in here MVP and stuff. You know he is balling. You know that dude is, as much as it pains me to have him eating up 70 million. That motherfucker is balling and he was definitely and so it doesn't bother me because I really, again, I said this before when I predicted what was going to happen in this game. I predicted that Detroit was going to win this. I look forward to this future of this damn team, man. There's a lot of stars on here, and I look forward to seeing what they do with those first 2 first-round draft picks. I look forward to some free agency once they flip some contracts that were already pre-planned. I mean, I'm interested to see where this team goes. I'm interested still in this season. This resets it. Now I feel better about going in the next couple of games and kicking ass.
I still
and again,
think they
the
probably
only way
win
that you
out.
get in there is the only way you get in there is by the division.
I mean, I think they end up 10-5-1. I really do. So, or 10-6-1. Sorry. But that's probably not going to get you in, which is it is what it is. I was more looking forward to the story of you rattling off 8 in a row and being the hottest team. You had to win a tough game on the road tonight. You could not do it. They are not ready for prime time. They're going to be, and like a lot of analysts out there and everybody's saying, nobody would want to play them like when they're healthy because they're a tough out. Even in the playoffs. I know that's funny. Everybody says playoff deck. They have a lot of talent. So I could see why nobody wants them in. I mean, right? I mean, I could see it. They may say one thing, but at least, like the people I trust, the NFL players and ex-players are like, you don't want to have to see them in a wild card round necessarily. Because they're a tough out. Now, tonight they got knocked out. CD was out of the game. I don't know that they would have won, because it came down to the defense making stops, and Dallas's defense
I would say the way that it was playing, I still
consistently.
didn't see it, even when CD was balling. I was like,
I
okay,
don't
that's
think they
keeping us
win.
in and all that, but I didn't.
I was excited watching Jack Campbell out of Iowa. I liked him coming out of the draft, and I heard, he's not really a fit. He's not of this. He's not of that. I like Anzalone. I think we need like one more linebacker like that. I think we need a guy like that, a big boy. That would be nice to have a Jack Campbell. Or an Anzalone. And I would love to get a Brian Branch type. He's not the best in coverage, Brian Branch, but I think we need a safety. As much as Malik Hooker is doing decent, I think we could do better there. But listen, man, I mean, 5 o'clock, 4:45 comes early for me, but we're always going to be here talking and give us our response. Tonight. Your final thoughts on this loss? You picked the Lions, so you're not shocked. I'm not shocked at all. I'm disappointed in how my defense played. Put a bow on what you saw tonight, and what do you expect next week?
Well, I mean, I still expect them to be competitive. I still expect some, because at the end of the year, you got 2 divisional opponents that you got to take on.
Stack.
But again,
thanks,
they're
buddy.
still there. They talk about the 8%. I mean, there was less than 8% for them to win that game against the Eagles, and they came back and still won that. So, I mean, again, we said this before. You just got to win the games in front of you. This one was going to be a tough one. I think the next tough one again is going to be the Chargers. I think that one is now guaranteed as well too. And the way that this team plays, you can shoot yourself in the foot and be able to make a comeback, but damn, man, you can't make a habit of that shit. And it just seems like that's what it kind of set it up. That's what it is. It's like, oh, I don't really want to play, or it's not challenging enough for me. I don't know what it is, or it feels more like I don't remember that we're playing football. But it's a little disappointing, but again, it's growing pains with this team. And once that trade deadline happened, it kind of pushed forward that process where that defense would have taken a whole offseason to get it to the point that it's now at. But now because you made those moves and you did that first rounder, now you've already done that offseason. Now when you go into this next offseason, you're improving it to another level, and then whatever you're adding for your offense, whether your tackles, re-signing Pickens, things like that. It's going to be very interesting. But again, I look forward to still the rest of this season
Oh
because
yeah,
I
again,
still they still
they
they
were
got
not
shit to prove.
eliminated tonight. For all intents and purposes, it's gonna be tough. But I've seen weirder things happen. Just win the games. You'll probably be favored in every one of these games coming down the stretch. At the very least, I believe that you're going to finish strong. So we shall see. We'll see what the Eagles do. There's a lot of people around here calling for them to, lose 3 games. They're, asking for Tanner McKee. They're egging the.
No, don't worry about the 49er fan, man. He comes in here because again,
Nah, let him.
misery thing. They
Bang,
don't have a
bang.
Super Bowl
He's
before
like
us,
Hamid.
and they've gone there, but they're
Yeah.
the number 1 losers. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
So congratulations on your side.
Yeah.
Frauds of what? What are we frauds of?
Yeah. Again,
What are we frauds? What are they frauds of? What is fraud? What you put in your head? What the analyst? You believe the analyst? That's what you go by? Okay, all right, Ned. But anyways, man, no. I'm really happy about even the coaching shit. I mean, yeah, they got to mature as well too. I mean, it's not just I look forward to the sense of the defense because I know, and I'm gonna make this analogy a little bit. I know when McCarthy got hired, he did not get that initial I'm hiring my defensive coordinator, right? And so when that happened, all of a sudden he was stuck with a coordinator that it didn't work out. That offseason, though, not saying that that's what's going to happen this offseason. I can't say that for sure. It would have to go really, really bad for him to be fired, I think.
So Eberflus? No, he's not going nowhere.
Yeah, I don't think he is. But that was at the time where McCarthy, after that first year, where he actually got to pick Dan Quinn to become his defensive coordinator, and that kind of changed stuff. So I'm interested to see if there is anything there, especially if he's, again, I felt the stubbornness of just running that zone and the 4-man and hardly blitzing. It's just, you can't do that against a good NFL quarterback.
Yeah, I agree with you. And again, the Giants go to 8-5, or the Lions go to 8-5. Let's get to the standings right
again. Is that all you put on the back of your thing? Is LMAO, and it's supposed to mean stuff? Like again, you don't mean anything here, man. You're not hurting anybody's feelings. We're fans of Jerry Jones's team. Think about that shit. Whatever you say doesn't mean shit to us. Like we were predicting this stuff earlier this season. So you're coming into a channel that you obviously don't follow.
The Bears are still 9-3. Everybody, the Bears are 9-3. Green Bay's 8-3. Detroit's at 8-5. They're still they needed this, big time. I still think Carolina.
I still think I still think they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, you got the Rams at 9-3, Seattle at 9-3, and the Niners at 9-4. I don't see Detroit. Just real quick, the Lions, their remaining games at the Rams, home against the Steelers, at the Vikings, at the Bears. They're going to lose 2 more. They're out. Okay, this was their Super Bowl. Dallas, again, they came into a tough spot, man. It was a tough spot. I thought they had the mojo to win. They did not get it done. Dallas is remaining. They could win all 4. They're going to be favorites in every game. I get it, I'm looking forward to it.
Even with those, man, even with that, I expect them. I would expect them to drop one of those.
And they might. 4. And they may drop one, but they will be a favorite in all of them. So that's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So they were not a favorite tonight. So, but I still thought they had a little mojo to get it done. They almost did. They're just, their defense couldn't get the job done on the road. Jared Goff was lights out tonight. He was getting the ball out in time, and I didn't like the defense. I did not like how the defense played. I thought you needed to be up on him a little bit because he had to get rid of the ball, But anyway, that's it, everybody. Got to get up early for work tomorrow. It's already 20 after 12. Thanks for joining, Phil, and we will see you next week. I'll probably be live over the weekend. I got to get my Christmas lights up.
Dude,
It's
your
fucking
name is Trey Lance. You're still harping on a guy that you drafted how many years ago? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
all right,
Be gone.
everybody.
Be gone.
I'm out.
Bye
Like,
bye.
You know what? I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Oh man! Shout out to everybody. You're dry heaving. Ooh, take the milk, man. Take the milk. Take it.
yeah, fuck them. Like when we lose like that, don't even just